Welcome back. You're watching India Today and you're watching the continuing coverage of the separatists now who are inside court. It's the biggest ever impact of the high voltage expose. 7 separatists arrested by the NIA based on India Today's explosive Hurriyat Tapes who have already been produced in court. In fact, what you're seeing are the images of those separatists being taken to court where right now the proceedings have just begun. And, the media not being allowed to enter. But this is following the investigative report of India Today, wherein, these separatists were caught on camera admitting to receiving funds from across the border and incite violence in the valley. And now, following the NIA raids also against them, the arrests have been made. This is a massive crackdown. The NIA arresting 7 separatists, charging them with criminal conspiracy, attempting to wage war, committing acts of terror, raising funds for fueling terror and unrest are all the charges that they face. What we hear is that the NIA will press for a 20-day remand. In fact, that is something that they would want to just strengthen the evidence against the 7 separatists. So these are the visuals of Ayaz Akbar, Pir Saifullah, Miraj Kalwal, Shahidul Islam, Naeem Khan, Bitta Karate and Fantush as well, Fantush Shah, right now being produced in court. They came in the Delhi police vehicle and now being taken away. And there is unprecedented security, absolute security, through the way when the bus carrying them made its entry into the court, and also in the court with the media not being allowed to enter as well. The arrested separatists include, as I just mentioned, Bitta Karate, Naeem Khan, Altaf Fantush, who is also Saeed Ali Shah Kilani's son-in-law. Some reactions coming in. Let's just play them out for you before we come back with further updates.
So, the arrests which have been made by the NIA of Hurriyat leaders who were involved in terror funding in the Kashmir Valley, how significant is this development?
No, I think the law of land should take its course. There has been investigation going on for quite some time, and whatever be the outcome as per the law of land has to be accepted in the interest of the nation, in the interest of Jammu and Kashmir.
So India Today conducted a sting operation. 3 of these leaders who have been arrested are on camera. How significant will this be in terms of evidence?
No, I'm sure the investigating agencies take cognizance of all these inputs, including the inputs offered by your channel, and therefore all this actually adds up to the investigation process.
So one final question, documents coming to light that Altaf Fantush, who is the son-in-law of Saeed Ali Shah Gilani, had received land by the previous Congress NC government in lieu of keeping peace in the valley. So we were in a sense bribing them to keep peace.
I don't think it'll be appropriate for me to respond precisely to that, but I'm sure the investigating agencies will get into the depth of all these inputs.
I'm going to go straight across now to Ashutosh, who's joining us from Budgam, and also then to Kamaljeet Sandhu. First of, Kamaljeet, just give us the latest. What are you hearing? We are seeing the visuals of the separatists now, earlier who were produced, the visuals of them being taken away to the court. What really will be the NIA's ask? Because this is big, the arrest of these 7 separatists, including the son-in-law of Saeed Ali Shah Gilani.
Stand by window, there is hard evidence that the NIA has got, and they would be asking for a 15-day custody. The accused have already been produced in the Patiala House Special Court of the NIA. They will be proceeding ahead, but yes, it's based on evidence, and this is not a general evidence. We've been told it is specific evidence regarding each of the individuals, including Naeem Khan, Bitta Karate, Shahidul Islam. These are the main people in the entire case. And remember, the next step is to actually soon send summons to, obviously, Saeed Ali Shah Gilani, Mir Wais, Umar Farooq and Yasin Malik. But we've been told the evidence is not just technical, which is obviously something that the surgeon has provided by giving pen drives, seizures which have been made of mobile phones, of laptops, of computers. There are extensive details which are available of how undervoicing was done in the cross-LOC trade. There is also now more evidence which has been brought forth. So yes, clearly that NIA found that evidence in 2 months' time, and that is why they decided to go ahead and arrest the accused. This is a big shot in the arm in the entire investigation. And remember, at this point of time, they will be focusing on getting the custody and obviously once that custody has been sought,
Yes.
there will be a detailed interrogation, and the next step then would be further arrest in the case.
Let me go straight across to Ashutosh as well. Ashutosh, a huge shot in the arm for the investigating agencies with the arrest of the 7 separatists. But it's the Hurriyat now that is crying foul. They are calling this an act of revenge, calling it arbitrary. What kind of response has been to the shutdown called by the Hurriyat leadership?
Well, to be very specific, the shutdown call that was given by the separatists and the Hurriyat leaders in the wake of the arrest of these separatists after India today exposed them. Clearly, the people in Kashmir have defied it. And at this moment, I'm in Budgam, and let me show you, the visuals will speak louder than these claims that was made by the separatist leader. People are here on the roads, shops are open, the offices are open, and people have openly defied their call. However, there is a partial, effect as far as this strike call is concerned, be it in downtown area or the Dal Gate. So there is the effect, but clearly this time, because these separatists have completely lost their credibility, and whatever the small amount of the support they used to enjoy in the valley, that has been exposed, because their real face that has come out to the people. Because remember, it was India Today who exposed their faces, how at behest of an enemy nation waging war in India, burning schools, creating unrest, fueling unrest in the valley. So that was the picture, because it was usual perception. But even the people in the Srinagar, people here in the valley, they believe that this is a kind of expose that was done in almost 3 decades. So that is the biggest expose, and that has really shaken here this valley and the people, because now they used to claim that they are fighting an indigenous movement, but this expose, the investigation has unmasked their real face, that this their so-called movement was funded by an enemy nation. So now the people, the way they have come out openly defying their order, this seems that now these Hurriyat leaders are back foot. What I'm also learning from the sources within their group, that these senior, there's a big fish, because now they fear that NIA can knock their door anytime.
Absolutely.
These planning to chuck out a meat to corner and criticize this movement and the crackdown by the National Executive Agency. Back to you.
No, absolutely. And that explosive sting operation provided clinching proof of their illegal and nefarious activities, how they have been accepting funds from across the border for years on, in fact, to fuel unrest in the valley, to really fan the rage against India. In fact, India Today's Paulami Saha got a chance to speak to BJP leader R.K. Singh about, the investigative report of India Today and the arrests that have been made by the NIA.
NIA has made 7 arrests from the Hurriyat Conference and allied organizations. How do you see this development?
I think this is going to be very effective in the ending this anti-national activity, because all this anti-national activity, whatever we see, is funded by Pakistan, and these people were the conduits. So if you turn off the tap, if you turn off that funding, that the funding through the Hawala, if you turn off the ISI funding, then all this thing will stop. Basically, even after the demonetization, we saw a decline in the number of stone throwers, because the supply of cash dwindled. Then they started robbing banks. And this thing, once you catch those who are the conduits, I think will have a great impact.
So India Today had done a stinging investigation where at least 3 of these men who have been arrested were seen accepting that they were receiving funding from Pakistan in order to fuel unrest in the Kashmir Valley. How important will this visual evidence be, sir?
I think it is admissible evidence, and it is clinching evidence. It is admissible under law, and it is also clinching. The court can get any forensic examination done of the tapes, but these tapes are genuine, and I think these tapes themselves will bring these people to conviction.
Also, sir,
but I have a couple of things which need to be done. One is, I believe that Gilani and Mirwais and Yasin, they should also be investigated. They lead lavish lifestyles without any ostensible means of income. They need to be investigated. And I think we need to stop the cross-border trade via Secunderabad.
Also, evidence now coming to light, sir, that as far as the previous NC Congress government was concerned, it was giving land for to Altaf Fantoosh, who is the son-in-law of Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani, in order to use his aid to keep the valley calm. So you were constantly engaging in a quid pro quo with them. We were paying them.
You said, that was totally wrong. if any agency or anybody was sort of paying these people, that was totally wrong. They were, it's like feeding milk to snakes. You don't feel, this snakes. So that was, whosoever was doing this was doing something very wrong. And that's why this problem prolonged,
Ashutosh is with us, and Ashutosh, the investigative report now is, the evidence for the NIA, who only after watching the report and collecting the footage from India Today went out and conducted the raids against these separatists across various parts of not just the national capital or Kashmir, but even in parts of Haryana as well.
Well, Avantika, this whole investigation cannot give a single opportunity to these separatist leaders to cry foul. Because remember, first it was exposed that was carried out by India Today. Then NIA was forced to file a preliminary inquiry. Then there was number of these leaders, they were summoned for the questioning. Because if you remember, these Hurriyat leaders, they were also summoned in New Delhi along with Srinagar, because NIA team was also here. Then there was simultaneous raid conducted in Haryana, Delhi, and different parts of Srinagar. So after unearthing all their money trail from Pakistan to Srinagar via different routes. Remember, NIA did not take this action in a haste. It has been 69 days. And after complete, carrying out a thorough probe into it, this evidence, the on-camera confession, was the biggest evidence, and then linking the money trail from Pakistan to Srinagar. The link was established, and that was the reason why NIA finally arrested these leaders, because despite getting a lot of evidences, be the papers or from the documents and several other incriminating evidence, now the custodial interrogation is very important, because in the on-camera confession, these Hurriyat leaders also admitted that SAS Gilani also getting his share from the Pakistan, and number of other leaders also named. So to nail the big fish who are now out of the radar, but they are under the scanner. So to nail down the big fish of these Hurriyat leaders, unmask their real face, the custodial interrogation was very important. That was perhaps the reason NIA has arrested these all 7 leaders. Now they will be questioned, they will be interrogated, and after the whole money trail. And after that whole money trail that will be unearthed by National Investigative Agency, the big fish of these Hurriyat leaders, including Mir wife and SAS Gilani, they will also be summoned.
Right.
Avantika?
Just stay on with me, Ashutosh. I'll keep coming to you. But, India Today also got a chance to get a reaction from the National Conference President and the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Farooq Abdullah, and this is what he had to tell us.
Mr. Abdullah, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, first and foremost, the NIA has arrested these Hurriyat leaders. They have been produced in the court also. What are your major demands vis-a-vis the entire exercise which is taking place as far as unfunding of the Hurriyat?
Well, I think for the whole nation, it will be an important thing that the money has come from somewhere. Where has it come from? What has it been used for? And the accounts to be produced in the court of law, where it must be clearly shown their involvement. While we are doing this, I also request NIA to also find out the Government of India's funding to these organizations. They were funded by them. Please find out what happened to that money.
There is also,
and why was that money paid?
This money which was being paid was used for stone pelting, and it has a Pakistan connection also.
I do not know. That is what you are saying. I only say, once the investigation is there, it is produced in the court of law, we will know who is funding, who is not funding. And what the money has been used for will be clear at that time.
India Today Aaj Tak sting operation which led to this entire probe which took place. It was our channel which went all out and showed as to how the...
Congratulations to your channel for having done so. At least they woke up, the government, to investigate this.
There is also information coming that Gilani's son-in-law Fantoosh was given land in 2010 to ensure that stone pelting doesn't take place.
That I do not know. That also should be found out in this investigation.
One question, as far as the talks with India and Pakistan are concerned, what's your view on it?
I think talks will have to be held. When? I do not know. There is crisis in Pakistan today. The Prime Minister is facing the Panama investigation. Therefore, the problem is there is no hope for immediate dialogue. But one day we'll have to talk. because they are our neighbors. We cannot push them into the sea. And therefore, with the neighbor, we'll have to find a final solution to our tragedies. Otherwise, we'll keep on dying. They will bomb us, we'll bomb them, and innocent people will die, innocent soldiers will die on both sides.
Pakistan is carrying on its attack on our land, sir.
Pakistan will continue till we do not talk and settle. This will happen.
Well, this is what Dr. Farooq Abdullah has to say on the entire matter. With Vijay Sanjeev Kumar, Supriya Bharadwaj for India Today in Delhi.
Massive impact there of India Today's investigative report.